sitting here in my garden and thinking about how lovely the highway noise sounds this time of year. It's deafening, but if you go around the corner, it gets even worse because of the pool pump, which is basically like a jet engine running about who knows how long every day, night. Just glad that it isn't over on this side where the bedroom is of the house. Can't imagine trying to sleep through that. Sleeping, of course, something that is easier said than done these days, I think, for most people. But I woke up to a very peculiar dream this morning. Was my ex posting basically poetry, saying that they had fallen in love with someone else. Of course, the real tragedy here is not the dream that woke me up, but the fact that my brain can come up with this poetry while I'm asleep, but not while I'm awake. This dream startles me awake because I didn't want to read it anymore. So my dream self was basically just calling in sick, forced me to wake up, which on one hand, is a good thing because I woke up before noon today. That's an improvement. But on the other hand, I think we've been broken up for over 4 months now, and so I find out yesterday that she's moving on, thinking about seeing somebody else. Well, needless to say, whenever she told me that, some crazy feeling washed over my whole body. Made me feel like I was gonna have a heart attack. If you get involved with somebody, give it 100%. 100%. If more is possible, give more. Give 100% to everything. There's no point in doing something if you don't give it 100%. If you don't do it with intent and care. If you can't do 100%, just give it all that you can at that moment. That's okay. It's hard to give 100% to anything, especially when you're an adult. Even when you're a kid. I remember being a kid, and there was plenty to worry about back then too. Your worries don't get bigger, they change with time, with your priorities, with your circumstances, the context of your situation. And I just wish that I gave my relationship more. I wish that I didn't wait for something better. I wish that I made a decision sooner. Because here I am in a relationship with someone who, they want to get married. They're thinking long term. They're thinking about retiring together at this point. And here I am still stuck on whether or not I want to move in with them for well over a year. Don't do that. Don't do that. The situationship thing, the whole no labels thing, you're wasting your time. You're wasting their time. You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to hurt them. You're basically trapping yourself in purgatory, in limbo. Growth-wise and happiness-wise, honestly. No situationship will ever give you the gift and the happiness that a fully dedicated relationship can give. Regardless if you're poly, if you're monogamous, if you're straight, gay, it doesn't matter. If you're gonna get into a relationship, just take it from someone who wishes they did. Just give it 100%, all of your being. And if you can't do that, then don't get in a relationship, or tell the other person. And honestly, probably break up, because you're wasting each other's time. And that does apply to the whole, just give it all you can. There are times when the other person might not be giving it everything they've got. Talk to them about it, There are some times when people slack a little bit when it comes to relationships, and it's not because they don't love the other person, it's just because maybe they've gotten a bit distracted, or maybe they're just not feeling it, or they're not feeling themselves. Just talk to the other person. If you feel like they're not giving it 100% and you are, then talk to them about it. Tell them how it makes you feel. Because dropping the hints and all of that just ain't gonna work. I would know. Be completely honest with your partner. Don't white lie, don't mislead. Don't do any of that. I know that there are times when you tell the truth, but you don't answer the question. So you don't technically lie. Well, it's still basically a lie. If you're not answering somebody's question honestly because you haven't decided yet or you don't know, then tell them you don't know. Tell them you haven't decided yet. Tell them, figure out why. Figure out why you don't want to move in with that person. Figure out why you aren't ready for that level of commitment or that level of intimacy or that long-term thing.
Right.
Here I am saying, too. I always make fun of my mom for using that as a filler word. I guess I know where I get it from. There's a lot of ants out here. Oh, that's not what was on the back of my neck. I guess we'll find out later. Anyway, it extends past relationships. Why bother doing anything if you're not going to give it 100%? Why bother doing anything if you're not going to do it with the level of intent and care that you would give to your partner or your significant other? Not only is it going to be more rewarding, it's going to make you happier. It's going to make you enjoy things more. It's going to give you that sense of accomplishment. And it's also going to make things go better. It might not guarantee it. Things are still going to go wrong. More often than most of us would like. But you can say that you gave it 100%. And that is more than most people can say. When something's not, when you can really, really feel that something's not your fault, it helps you sleep better at night. Helps you feel more self-confident. Helps you not beat yourself up so much. When you really try for something, yeah, it hurts when it goes wrong, but you will never, ever, ever in your entire life have a greater sense of accomplishment than when it goes right. And for something, that sense of accomplishment, that sense of that reward, that happiness, it grows more vast and deep for how much effort you put into it, how much time you invest into it, and the level of commitment that it takes. You're gonna get a lot more reward out of putting 100% of your person into a very, very challenging task than a very small task. Sure, I might, spend 5 minutes. Oh, there, I said it again. I might spend 5 minutes stressing over how to make my cup of tea just right. If I make the perfect cup of tea, I'll be very happy, I'll tell you what, but I won't. It's not like I'm going to. Well, the problem is I will. Tea is a bad example. I love tea a lot. I would 100% tell somebody about it later. That's just me. It wouldn't change my life, probably. It might. Tea might. But it probably won't change your life or mine. Let's be realistic. There's only so much 8 ounces of leaf-infused water can do for you in one day. Maybe you start a routine and you make sure that you make that perfect cup of tea every single day. After a month, who knows, maybe it could have some benefit. After a year, it could completely alter the course of your life. I've heard plenty of success stories of people just doing something really small every single day. It's about the slow progress. You're not gonna build a pyramid in one day. Everything worth doing takes a long time to do. It takes a lot of effort. And that's the struggle. You get really excited, really, really into it for the first few days, few weeks, maybe a few hours. And then you hit a wall, right? You hit your first obstacle and suddenly it's so easy to give up. You're like, oh, well, I'll do it tomorrow. And then it never happens. You don't have to do all of it. But if you can just make even 1% progress every single day, 1%. You could work on your little funny project for 10 minutes every day. Maybe longer when you enjoy it. Maybe Just make sure you get that 10 minutes of workout when you're not enjoying it, because I know I can do that a lot better. And you'll do it. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. You sit down every single day and you get that 1% done, at least 1%, could be more. After 100 days, you'll be 100% done. Some projects aren't measured by percent completion, like a skill, for example. You'll never 100% complete the guitar or a musical instrument or a language or another skill like crocheting, or you can work out for the rest of your life. I mean, you're gonna reach peak physical fitness, and then from there on, it's just watching it go downhill until you eventually are stuck in a wheelchair or a coffin or something like that. But that's life. You just got to enjoy it while it lasts, right? I've seen some really beefy old men, though. If that's what you want to be, then just do that 1%. You just show up to the gym on your whatever schedule you prefer, whether it's every other day or 3 times a week, something like that. Maybe you go every day because you're some kind of crazy bodybuilder that can handle that level of blood leaving your brain and going into your legs and kind of just limping to the car with your friends after a long day at the gym. And the lights go off when you're doing the last set because they're trying to kick you out. Good times. Good times. Give 100% to everything you do. Everybody as well. Everybody you do, give them 100%. All right? It could be the greatest 30 seconds of your life, all right? Might not be the greatest 30 seconds of her life, but you got to give them everything you can offer. I've done that many times. I tried very, very hard to last longer. One time, I think I made it even to a minute. Pretty impressive, depending on how you look at it. It's all a matter of perspective, mostly. And missing people is great because that's how you know that you had good times, that maybe you loved them quite a lot. Tell your friends, ask your friends how they're doing. Just text them about just randomly throughout the day. Not when you want to do something, just your friends, your family, anybody you love. Just text them, just call them, leave them a little note, you know? Do whatever you can to show that you care, that you love them, because they'll return it usually. Usually that's what people need to not feel lonely. You want to feel not lonely anymore, then make others not feel lonely. When you're there for other people, they have a very, very strong incentive to be there for you and want to be there. And if they don't, then, you know, don't beat yourself up about it. Find somebody else who does want to be there for you. That is a very difficult thing to do, though. I agree. Maybe you can reconnect with some old friends, who knows? Maybe you can, I don't know, go to a protest. Who can afford to go to anything else these days? Go find somebody on the street and give them a high five or something. You know, most people probably won't high five you back, but maybe somebody will, and maybe that person, let's be real, anybody who high fives a stranger is probably worth getting to know.